Jon Taffer has made this a very important part of his life right now. It's his passion, not only from his bar rescue fame, but with his very popular podcast, the Jon Taffer podcast. John, very good to have you. I mean, no one, I don't think, looks after their friends and their colleagues in the hospitality and even the restaurant industry like you do. So touche to you there. But unfortunately, despite talking to the president, despite, obviously his interest in trying to see some sort of stimulus put together, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, certainly before next week, if at all, in the near future. What do you think of that?
Well, I asked the president that very question, Neil, and he feels that the Democrats won't move till after the election. So he's sort of given up the past few weeks on dealing with it till after the election. But, he is a hospitality guy, Neil, and my purpose in the interview was not to be supportive or combative with the president, but it was to get his policies on the table with regard to our industry. I also want to note, Neil, we reached out to the Biden camp at the same time as the hospitality industry, wanting to ask the same questions, and I have not heard back. So this was really a bipartisan effort on my part to get these platforms and these important policies on the table. And we got 3 critical policies on the table from the president yesterday.
Let's talk a little bit about the spike in cases in this country. In New York and other locales, in Wisconsin, they're looking at, dialing things back. For a lot of restaurants, for a lot of bar owners and the rest, this is not welcome news. They're already, if they're lucky, working at best at 25% capacity. Some locales, maybe 50%. But you clamp down on that like they're doing now in Italy, like they're doing in Spain, like they're doing in Germany, like they're doing in France. It could be game over for a lot of these guys.
Oh, Neil, I think hundreds are probably closing today, and every day we lose more. So this is a ticking clock. And I want to remind us that the restaurant industry lost more jobs during the pandemic than any other industry. So this is serious, and this affects all of our neighbors. That's why a new PPP plan is so important. And the 3 big elements that the president committed to was a renewal of the PPP plan, and he specified that the new version of the PPP plan, whether it's new or an extension of the old one, would address debt. That's big, Neil. So restaurants that are sitting on 5, 6, 7 months of debt can get that resolved through the next PPP. He also was very positive about reinstituting the business meal deduction, which is big, Neil. About 20 years ago, when that was removed from the industry, sales were really impacted by that. And the third commitment that we got from the president was that he will follow up on a domestic travel incentive, which is critical to Nevada, Florida, destinations like this that are only going to do well once the airplanes are filled. That was my purpose. So I now know I have a hospitality guy in President Trump. He's committed to these key platforms from the industry, and I hope we can get the same conversation with Joe Biden.
If it were Joe Biden to win, do you think you'd have someone who would be looking after the hospitality industry?
Even being bipartisan, it worries the heck out of me. When I hear about payroll going up, taxes going up for businesses, energy impacts, all of these layered on top of each other, Neil, that's horrifying to a business like ours, especially coming out of the pandemic. The PPP plan will get us out the other side of this. From there, the tax deductions can keep us going.
All right, Jon Taffer, thank you very much. PPP, of course, referring to the Paycheck Protection Program. The president wants to reignite it. So far, no reigniting. More to this.